Oh, you have a Polytoad. That's pretty cool.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 125th episode. We are breaking down the Bethesda E3 conference. It just ended. I am the fuck Pokemon Go Travis Snell.
Wow.
I'm really God.
I am the deflated Dylan Musk.
Wow, this is going to be an interesting cast.
Yeah, I'm the mildly disappointed Jessica.
I am the Wolfenstein Taylor Field.
Is Wolfenstein not the guy's name? It's like his
name's
title.
Wolf. His middle name's N. His name's Stein.
Mr.
Great
Stein.
joke. Great joke. Copyright that one. Put that one down in the books.
So, we're going to break it down. We're going to start with overall. Still, I'll start with you because you're Mr. Bethesda. Ever since I know you, you've been always pumping Bethesda, talking about them like the second
I'm
coming
pretty
of
sure
Jesus.
he actually wasn't Mr. Bethesda. His name was something Dylan. There was no Mr. Bethesda.
That's not what he told me. He said, "Hi, I'm Mr. Bethesda." And I met him. Like, that's a strange
It's
name.
true, yeah. It's hard to get jobs.
But then I found out his real name. I broke into his wallet.
You broke into my wallet. I do have a padlock on there.
Yeah.
It doesn't work very well because you can just open
It's
it anyway.
really sketchy.
I mean, as with my name, I was pretty disappointed. Like, I don't feel like they needed a conference this year if that's what they had to show. Like obviously Evil Within looked great. That was a great trailer. But, yeah, I just don't know why we're still talking about Skyrim. You know, I know people still... And, like, let's move on.
Oh.
You know, I don't know.
Kirkland's happy.
I just feel like there was a lot of stuff in there that's like, oh, these games are already out. And just nothing really new. Not even the fact that we didn't get that Starfield game that was potentially leaked.
Dylan was so hyped at dinner. He's talking about, oh yeah,
I
this
was just hoping,
this
but
RPG space game.
maybe it does exist and we just didn't see it. Like
next year.
Yeah, I could see them doing the thing where it's like the Fallout 4 thing where like check out our video and like
Teaser and then
a teaser
Upload in a
and
couple
then
months.
E3 information. Like maybe I don't know. Yeah, I was just kind of disappointed.
They do like to do it, though, that things come out, like, a couple months after they announce it. They don't like to give it away too early, so...
Yeah, I mean, they, obviously, like you said, they only announced things in 2017.
To get over the Skyrim hype, like, it's done. It's dead.
I don't know if it is, because it's coming to Switch now.
Their wallets are still getting padded daily by that game.
Oh,
yeah, but the Switch is only taking old games anyway, so that's kind of a null point.
But it's still it's gonna have an entire new audience, though. It's gonna have, that game is gonna, I guarantee you when that comes out, will be in the top 10. Because there's new games coming out.
Yeah, because there's only 7 games for the Switch. So
but it's still smart. That's what
10.
keeps it alive. That's where, like, I understand about the Skyrim, like, hate, but it's just like,
I wouldn't say hate.
It's their GTA 5. Like, there's no reason for them to not stop pumping if it's gonna sell. If they're gonna do a remastered, last year it sold like crazy. If they're gonna put it on the Switch, so they gotta talk about it. They can't just release it and be like, oh, well, we won't tell anybody. Like, this is gonna make them lots of money, and this will afford them their next, like, AAA, like, solo game, you know? Maybe they're taking a little bit too long, but, hey, it pays the bills, so it's a
I
business.
totally understand why they're doing it. I'm just disappointed.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
Especially
all I have
because,
to
like, last year I was super disappointed that they just announced the remastered. So this year I thought, maybe we'd move away from Skyrim because you guys just did the remaster.
So what'd you think of it overall, conference?
I don't know. I was a little disappointed. I haven't played Evil Within or Wolfenstein or the card game that they have, their version of Gwent. Whatever. I already own Skyrim, so I'm not going to buy it again for the Switch. So, the only thing that might be somewhat exciting would be Elder Scrolls Online Morrowind update, but I haven't played Elder Scrolls Online in, like, since 2 months after it came out, so...
Yikes.
Yeah, so, I don't know. There wasn't really a lot to kind of drag me in this year.
Right.
I didn't see it last year, so I didn't really know what to expect. You guys made it seem like it was something pretty cool, so I had a lot of excitement for it.
It was better last year.
It was better last year. I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty cool. Like, it didn't feel too long. I do agree with you in the sense, like, it didn't feel like they really needed to do a conference because it was pretty quick. They didn't have a lot to showcase, but I thought it was cool that they're still updating their Skyrim, although that's been out for a long time now. I could see them just kind of putting it to the side and just showing all these new updates for Fallout, more so. I I enjoyed it. I remember playing Wolfenstein, as I said to you guys, back on the floppy disks, like really old school 2D, 3D Wolfenstein. So I haven't picked one up for a while. This one being a sequel to the other one.
Just talk about the conference overall. We'll get to Wolfenstein.
Oh, I thought we were talking about games. It was a
We've
good
gone
conference.
in order the whole day.
It was a good conference.
It was, yeah. I'm gonna go because Dylan, you said it was not as good as last year. How come?
Dishonored.
Okay, that's what I mean. Like that's just personally because I can talk about that on the other end
And
when I
Prey.
didn't.
Dishonored and Prey. Those are really good.
But
And-
when I didn't give.
The Fallout VR and stuff too. Like they just repeated that again this
Yeah.
year. Last year that was all new stuff.
But to me, the conference is the exact same. I think it's just the difference of you are not into Wolfenstein. So the way you maybe felt about Wolfenstein was the exact same way I felt about Dishonored last year. We went on for too long.
Confused.
Because I was wondering if it was a bot like you. That because I feel
Well,
the
I think
pacing's better.
if you look at those two games, regardless of like what I like, like they're just vastly different games in terms of like how original and like new they are. Like what Dishonored is doing. Like I know Dishonored 2 didn't sell that well, but it's an amazingly creative and innovative game. Whereas Wolfenstein is like it looks like another classic shooter, right?
Mhm.
So it's like it's just something we've seen forever. Whereas Dishonored is a lot of new stuff.
I guess they were trying to make it seem like it wasn't that sure when they're like, oh, this twin lady, you know.
Yeah, I mean
kills
they're
these
trying to
people.
push that it has like a really good story and some other stuff.
As
as
someone
well,
who's
but-
impartial to both, I felt that at least with Dishonored 2, I was interested in watching it. I wasn't planning on buying it, but Wolfenstein, I got bored.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
comparatively, being someone that's impartial to both, I still found that last year they at least, I don't know, it might have gone too long, but I don't remember feeling as bored as I did with Wolfenstein.
Yeah, see, that's because I talked. Wolfenstein was, I think, a little too long, but for me,
Also, last year they had like DLC for Fallout, so there's actually new stuff as well.
true. Yeah, true. But like, I feel like the conference is the exact same because the DLC for Fall last year, you could be subbed up for the DLC for Dishonored this year. Like, I literally think it's the exact same conference. If you look at beat for beat, they did the cards. They didn't talk about that. They talk about Fall the VR very early on. You get your DLC for a big game, which is Fallout and what the fuck was it? Dishonored this year. You have your scary game. You have your there. Obviously, this is their big November game, right? Dishonored was last year. Wolfenstein's going to be their big this is
Well,
our November
I
game.
don't know. I still think it's a bit different because so you have Dishonored. You can compare that to like Wolfenstein, I guess. And then you can compare Prey to Evil Within 2 if you want. But still, like Fallout, that's where they announced the DLCs and the dates for all those. VR, I don't think we knew. Apparently, we didn't know about Doom VR last year. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Either way, we learned both those things last year, so they weren't new this year.
And these were the
and then
demos of
also,
them.
Elder Scrolls Legends, I don't think was released. I think they dropped the release date last year.
I think they still showed a trailer for it though last year.
Yeah, but they also like had an announced date for it, so it just felt like I guess they had DLC, like a new expansion coming out for it. But
Yeah.
I still think last year's was like
There
definitely
was,
better.
Yeah, a lot more kind of new.
I don't know. I think if you watch it back, I think it's like the exact same thing because it did the period of like old Elder Scrolls Online. Like if you look at the conferences beat for beat, to me they're like the exact same. The only reason I like this one better because I didn't want Dishonored. I don't want Wolfenstein. This one was shorter and had a funner tone to it. I don't
definitely
need.
love the theme park.
Yeah, I don't
It
need
was fun.
somebody coming on the stage and talking to me about it. So for me, from that sense, I loved the gimmick of it. I loved how short it was. It was 35 minutes. Perfect. 2 conferences don't need to be an hour. They got everything out here. I am the same as last year. I don't think Bethesda needs a conference. I think they did it once with Fallout. It was a big hit. They want to build the hype, and they're probably going to do it every year now because it's 2 years in a row. I don't think they've had any big reveal like a Fallout, and maybe they're buying time till next year's Skyrim the year after. But I think as a conference, it's not needed. But I think as a show and someone that really I'm not deep into Bethesda, I think it was better than last year, and it was more well paced. I think, and this is the best conference we had so far. It's better than EA. It was better than Xbox. We haven't seen it anymore. No, so I think it's been the best conference so far, and I think they showed off exactly the same as last year. I think it's just different for you guys because you're less into those games.
I think we just gave you all the points that they did show more last year.
What? Well, that's what I mean. We'll look at it. I don't think they did. Everything you've listed it goes beat for beat. I'm waiting for the thing where it's like I said, Elder Scrolls Online. Some DLC. Your November game, your scary game, your VR, and maybe that can knock it off for being the exact same. But everything, I don't remember one big thing last year that was any different than this. I don't think there's. I think it was, like I said, like a blueprint of last year. That's I really do.
Well, I mean,
It's just different games, but they're hitting them the same way.
So
cool. We can move on.
So Dishonored 2, Prey, Fallout 4 VR,
yeah.
Fallout Shelter.
Mm.
So
Fallout Shelter wasn't.
So
that was
then-
the last year though, the before when they revealed it.
Yeah, I think they announced it for like PC or something.
Yeah.
there was 50 million players, new milestones. So we've already talked about Fallout 4. There was Quake Champions, which we
got
just talked
Quake
about again.
Yeah.
Elder Scrolls Remastered.
Which
So,
that
and
was
then
a
we
Switch.
talked about
Yeah.
it again. And then Doom DLC, Fallout 4 and Doom VR, new Wolfenstein was teased.
They teased that last year? That's crazy. I'm surprised. I don't remember them teasing it.
So there was a split-second image during Quake trailer
Oh,
refers
a
to the
split
new
second.
bosses.
Okay, I see.
So, I mean, pretty much everything they talked about last year was talked about this year, except for Prey.
Yeah, and that's why I feel like Evil Within took that slot of like, oh, here's our crazy like funky game. So.
But it just everything this year was like a repeat of last year. Like.
Oh yeah, I know, but that's why I feel like for me it's like it's deja vu for last year. I don't see the dip in.
So then, how can you think this was better if it's just a deja vu?
The
from
time, like it was shorter, and I liked instead of them coming out and talking about it, I liked the theme of it. To me, if you're gonna do the same conference over, that was new. I liked like from the show aspect that it was only 35 minutes. It was short, and I liked the theme park thing. I thought that was really cool with all the music and whatnot, and the way they would like transition over because we talked about in EA and Xbox like a lot of weird transitions and whatnot. So I felt like the show was better, and that's what I also like when I rate them. I talk about the show. Like the games are great, but with Xbox, it doesn't matter to me that much because I'm not buying any, so it has to be the show aspect. So, what do they even start with here? They started with Skyrim VR and Doom VR. What do you guys think about those
What's
two?
the F?
I don't know 100%.
What did you say? Virtual fucking
I
reality?
wouldn't be surprised, honestly. That's a total Doom thing to do.
Visual flight rules? No, that's flying.
No, yeah, I thought it was pretty cool because when we first saw like at E3, but it was pretty minor. Like you could just kind of hang out the Red Rocket area. So that's kind of like where you start, like the starting kind of first town and like the gas station there. And so I was wondering if it was going to be like if it was just going to be the full game, or if it was going to be maybe like a couple mission things you can do, a couple sections of the game, maybe like go to Diamond. That's like that would have me excited to play through the game again, whereas currently I don't really want to play through the game again. So I think that's awesome. And then I think Doom is a perfect kind of game to have for VR. I think that'd be really fun. Might be a bit too much. I feel like you play for like half an hour and you're like, okay, I gotta take a break right now and have some water and maybe have a bath. But but you know, cool. I think it's really cool that they have the entirety of Fallout 4 in there. That's pretty massive. So shout out to them. There's 3 other people here.
You wanna go ahead.
Yeah, sure. You know, I think Doom is pretty cool to throw the VR in there. I think it's very fast paced and it's very interactive of a world to get right in there with. So I think that's pretty cool. Fallout, that seems like super large scale to make virtual reality. Like I don't know where I stand on that. I feel I'm neutral, I guess. I feel like I'd be overwhelmed with everything that you can do being in that kind of mode.
I feel like playing through Fallout for the first time in VR would be intense.
But
if you'd already
playing
played
out
the game
Fallout
once,
the first time, even the first time playing, it's overwhelming if you haven't done anything before.
True.
So it's one of those games where there's just so much to do and so many places to go. It's overwhelming regardless, I would think.
Yeah, I mean, I'm more like if they did it for Skyrim. I mean, I feel a bit more comfortable. Like I'm more.
There it is. You're gonna get it next year. Just watch. 100%.
I'm more of an Elder Scrolls fan than I am Fallout. So, but that being said, like I would be comfortable, but at the same time, I feel like it would just be so. Like, what would you do? Like, it would just be such a huge, massive world. It would just be very.
I don't think it's that. I think it's a massive world, but I think it's just. I don't know. You'll put the headset on, you'll play it for a while, and you get tired, you pause it, and you come back in a couple hours. Like I think you can. I think the people that will buy this game are people that are preparing for that huge adventure. Like, obviously, I imagine it's going to be like a full price game. So I think it'll be people really committed to that. I don't think it'll be casual people like myself because I I don't own VR, but if I did, I don't think I'd need to play Fallout VR, and I wouldn't need to play Skyrim. I wouldn't need to play Doom. Like, I don't know. For some reason, maybe Doom more because that's a game I haven't played. But for Fallout, I don't know. I want to see how that sells actually, because I think it will sell well, but I wonder how it will do because it looked a little. It's gonna be a little choppy, I think, in the first VR to work out all the bugs. So
Yeah. That's it.
Jessica.
I would buy it if I had VR. I'm not gonna go out and purchase VR for it though.
Yeah.
I haven't played Doom, but the Doom one did look really cool. But I'm probably too much of a pussy to play it. I'll be honest. So, but I don't know. I believe it was Dylan that just said this. I did think it was just gonna be like building shelters and maybe walking around like just from one stop to the other. I didn't think they were gonna do full map and full game. So I think that is really exciting. And for me, that actually makes me want to purchase it more as opposed to being too overwhelming. Because it just, why would I want to pay full price for a game that all I can do is build a shelter? I could just get the DLC to build shelters if I wanted to do that.
Right.
So, I don't know. If, maybe if there's a bundle with Fallout VR and the VR headset.
That could happen eventually, I think.
Yeah, so I mean, I might look into getting that, but as much as I want to play it, I'm not going to go out and buy a VR for it.
Because that's a good thing for them. Like Doom and Fall are like the first full games, really. Like you have Batman, which is like they say experience, things like that. Like they're all experience or like quick things or like that Shark Tank game. Like this is the first game, so I think that's another good reason not to buy it right away is to see how it is and how it plays. But I think you could see this one of them bundled. I would, for some reason, feel like Doom would get bundled before Fallout, just because they might feel it sells better on its own.
Oh shit!
I don't know. Maybe I would want to see the pricing on that. I don't know if they'd want to shell both games for not for free, but for a price like that. I feel like they'd want to keep Fallout as separate because they know it would sell well. Where Doom, they might be like, oh, let's just chuck it in there,
I feel that Fallout would probably sell more, like VR console bundles. Though.
With the bundle, yeah.
So, I don't know. We'll see what happens in the future.
Elder Scrolls Online, they went into that. They talked about an expansion, Morrowind. I had nothing saying it. I've never played it, and I've never played Skyrim, so I have.
Well, the guy that played Morrowind didn't recognize a lot of it, so.
Well, it's not like the reason I haven't purchased the full game and the Morrowind DLC is because every source and all the communities I follow and stuff, I've just seen how does it compare to actual Morrowind game, and it doesn't at all. So that's why I haven't played it, because it's not really. It's in the same province technically in the lore, but it's not the game that I love. It's not my second favorite game of all time. It's because it's not even Bethesda, right? It's another company making the game. So
a gimmick.
Yeah, and then some of the places. They can be new places too, because in Morrowind, the game you play on the island of Vardenfell, it's not the entire province of Morrowind, so there's a whole lot of other stuff they can add that doesn't really have anything to do with the game, the original game. So, as for the card game, I've played it a few times. It's alright. I don't really like online card games just in general.
Gwent.
I haven't actually played Gwent either.
It's only in beta.
I don't like Hearthstone that much, just because those kind of games are just super luck dependent games, and I generally don't like those. I like to play Yu-Gi-Oh just because it's fucking stupid and it's just really ridiculous and crazy and also nostalgic.
Yeah, Heart of the Cards.
But it is it's not a good game. I just think it's fun to play with you guys and stuff. So.
And yeah, you got your deck that's just sheer cheese.
Oh, dude, I have the cheesiest deck. It's great. Whereas playing online card games, I do like to watch Hearthstone and Elder Scrolls Legends and stuff like that, but there's not really games I enjoy playing. I would rather play other games more substantial, I guess.
Yeah.
And plus, when I did play the Elder Scrolls Legends, it didn't really a lot of the I guess I don't know as much about the world as I think I do, because I didn't know a lot of the characters and factions and stuff that are in that game even. So I don't really know exactly what this expansion's adding. Probably just some new class types and things like that. I kind of expected that they'd have an announcement for this, but it's not really too exciting for me. It's probably not going to bring me back to play it at all.
Yeah, I feel like as long as it's running, they're going to keep announcing expansions.
I would imagine, yeah. It's something you can do in 3 or 4 minutes at a conference, so why not, right? Because I actually don't know how successful it has done. And I've heard that, like, I don't know how well it did, but I've heard that people like it. I think that's a cool game. It takes, like the basic components of like Hearthstone and stuff and just changes it up with like the lanes and stuff like that. So looks like a decent game, but not really one for me.
You guys have any thoughts on Skyrim Online or Legends?
I will probably not have any interest in Legends. I think Gwent will be enough for me because even that is more.
Do you or Matt play Gwent?
So Matt played Witcher, and then I watched him play Gwent, and then it got to the point where when he was playing, we'd like take turns playing it.
It's addictive. It's a
yeah.
strange. Yeah, the only thing, a quick shout, Gwent, they changed not rules but some card rules in the game. So there's some stuff like if you like to use spies, there's only a few spies, and that pisses me off.
Okay.
Yeah, spies are my boys. They're my homies.
So yeah, I don't know. Same kind of boat. Online card games are kind of weird. And it kind of, you can't really do 2-player or anything like that because you can see each other's hand, and it's just it. So, no real interest in that. And then for Elder Scrolls Online, I bought it like day 2, super excited about it, and it was super glitchy. Like your waypoints would disappear, and people you needed to talk to would disappear, and it was just absolutely horrible. And I gave it like a week. It never got fixed. All this shit just kept happening, and then I haven't played it since.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, it might be worth it to check it out now. I mean, they've added, obviously, 2 expansions. Obviously, they've updated enough that it works if they've got 10 million users or whatever they said it was.
Doing well.
But, I definitely have not played it in a good minute.
So does that, like, Morrowind expansion interest you at all, do you think?
Well, if they're getting to the point now where they're keep putting out expansions, obviously the game's getting fixed and working better.
Right.
So, I mean, it'd be worth it to go and check it out, even just to see how much the world has grown and how much smoother the game plays. Because I'm sure, too, that they probably added a lot more, like, mounts and armor and things like that as well, because,
Of course, yeah.
You gotta have your mounts.
You gotta have mounts.
Your pets. So, I don't know, I might check it out. It's not really necessarily the expansion that interests me, per se, but just to know that the game's
just
actually...
a reminder that it exists.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we're waiting for the Borderlands 3.
I'm with you guys. I'm not one for playing online card games or anything. It's definitely not as fun either or interactive as opposed to when you're playing it with a group of friends.
When you're sending someone to the Shadow Realm.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Making people fall for your trap cards.
Whew.
That's the life.
You've activated my trap card, Yuki!
So that being said, I won't really get involved with that or anything. So, but as for Elder, what?
Won't get involved. Yeah.
It's a commitment, not for me.
Oh wow.
It's not you, it's me. Legends. So.
No Gwent either.
Gwen looks kind of cool, but I mean, I'm.
Why are we talking about Gwen so much?
So I don't know.
It's GOAT right now. It's on everyone's mind. It's Swiffering the nation.
Swiffering.
Direct competition.
Yeah.
Trademark.
As for Elder Scrolls Online, I remember when I first saw that it was coming out, I was actually so excited for it.
You are
and
a huge MMO fan.
I'm huge. I'm all about that MMO.
You learned that in
RPG.
Xbox. It's one of
RuneScape.
your favorite genres.
Another game I can't
Two
remember.
worlds at once.
Whoa.
Oh yeah, RuneScape.
You missed this conversation.
I've been playing since
Pretty cool.
05. I'm not even kidding.
Did you ever call it Run Escape?
No.
You didn't actually know. Before they switched it so it actually says RuneScape, and it was just one straight word and you couldn't tell where it split.
RuneScape.
Run Escape?
Run Escape.
Yeah.
Run Escape. Oh,
What do you think about them and all that?
Anyway,
We're
we're
talking
off
about.
topic here.
As I said, yeah, I was very much excited for it when it was first coming out, but the thing that stopped me from getting it is I wasn't sure, and the information was so unclear, was whether it was pay to play or free to play. And
They
so,
definitely were confused as well.
yeah, so that's what stopped me from getting it. I never got it.
At one point, you had to buy it and then pay monthly.
That's the thing.
That didn't last long.
I was told that too. I think when I went to TV Games, I'm like, I can't do this. This is way too stressful. I left it, and I haven't gone back since. But seeing the gameplay or the trailer for Morrowind, it has me really interested. That being said, I feel like being an Elder Scrolls fan that I am, I'll always just prefer the Morrowind, the Oblivion, and the Skyrim
You've never
versions.
played Morrowind.
I played Morrowind.
Have you?
Yeah, I own it for original
Nice.
Xbox.
Good for you. How many hours? 2 hours?
Wow, look at you.
A little more than 2.
How long did you get
A
into
little
it?
more than 2.
What's
Great.
your mother's maiden
Oblivion,
name?
though. A lot of
What's
Oblivion
your
hours.
birthday?
Oblivion's great.
Oblivion is good. So I feel like I don't know if I'll ever get back into it, but I feel like the standalone Elder Scrolls are always for me.
You don't need a code or something. If you just need the disc, you can borrow mine because, as I've said, I don't really play it.
You don't need a code for it?
I don't know. I'll check when I get home. I don't remember.
It's such a weird game.
Not that weird. You buy the disc, you put it in, you play.
Yeah, it's kind of like
The
most
monthly
games.
thing, the monthly thing only was there for 1 month. The poor suckers who had to pay for it.
They started talking about Skyrim and Fallout and mods, how they've been successful, yada yada, and then they introduced Creation
Yada, yada.
Club.
Yeah.
That was cool. I don't have much more to say. I haven't actually. I said this before. I got to go on Fallout and do some modding on my PS4.
Mhm.
I kind of forgot that
Yeah.
got introduced
Right.
like a year ago or so. But Creation Club, that's great. Makes sense. They're all about
Bethesda
adding
has
the
always
games.
supported the mod community. Like even when you bought like a Morrowind disc back in the day, it came with the construction set or whatever it's called, so you can make your own houses and towns and shit. So
Mhm.
yeah, they've always been about that.
You had DLC for Skyrim to like build your village and shit. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then they went into their Switch Skyrim section. They
Okay,
made some
that
of the
Zelda
joke-
shit.
That was
Super
Yeah,
sweet.
seeing Link in there was awesome. They showed it off. They showed off some motion controls and whatnot. Obviously, I'm not going to be getting it because I don't have Switch. Motion controls, I wouldn't want to play with that. We did have someone in our live chat that said the Wii or the Switch motion controls are great when they play Zelda, so that's great. But no matter how well they play, I wouldn't be into it. But I think, like I already said, business-wise, it's a smart move to put it on there. They said Nintendo's never had Elder Scrolls before, right? So,
No.
No, not
Yeah.
to my knowledge.
yeah. So
Have you bought Skyrim? You own Skyrim?
I own it for
Yeah.
PS3.
I was like- Skyrim was like his number 2 or 3 favorite game of all time.
You know,
If you remember back to that podcast.
See,
Uh,
Mario
yeah.
93 is going to be buying it, so,
Nice.
Skyrim.
so are you gonna? Are you gonna rebuy it again when you buy your Switch?
He's not buying the Switch
Nope.
anymore.
Oh, you're not buying the
I'm
Switch
getting
anymore?
the Xbox One X. But for me, MMORPGs like Skyrim, I don't like. So many people, they'll make a character and then make another character
Skyrim's on
and do all that
MMORPG.
stuff. Well, yeah, you're right.
You're such a
RPG,
big fan of
RPG.
MMOs, you should know. Come on, man.
So when
He just
I don't
doesn't know what it is. That's why he's a big fan.
I don't get why
He thinks
people
they're
like
just
to
games.
make a character again and again and again. And for me, like I like to make one character, and if I buy the game and it has all the DLC, I don't see the point of buying it on like another console just because I can get a few extra things when I have
Is
it.
that not the exact opposite argument that he made for Pokken though?
yeah.
Yeah, but Pokemon's different because if it,
It's always similar.
I don't want to commit to a huge, large scale game as big as Skyrim is.
Mm.
If it's just a simple game where it's
Want
fighting,
something
like Pokemon,
stupid simple. Okay. What did you two think about Skyrim on the Switch?
Yeah, I love talking about Skyrim for 5 years after. I'm so done talking about Skyrim, man. Like,
You made a good point with the VR. It's gonna happen next year.
let's make
He's
a
right.
Oblivion or Morrowind remastered. That's what I want.
You only get that on online, Elder Scrolls Online. Sorry.
Yikes.
Yeah, there you go.
Yikes.
I did like the Master Sword. That was pretty badass. I have nothing else to say about Skyrim.
Do you think we can use other amiibos like put Mario
I've
in
been
there?
thinking the same
That'd be
thing.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
Put Captain Falcon in there.
I'll say no.
Wow.
Shit.
That'd be cool. Falcon Punch, a new spell. Honestly, if they did that, I have so many amiibos, I might actually do it.
You know,
If
in
I
the
had a
future
Switch,
they
which I
could. There's no reason for them not to. I mean,
There's
Yeah.
no reason for them not to. That's true.
yeah. So,
Mhm.
I mean, I'm not gonna buy it. I'm on the same boat as you. I didn't need remastered. I don't need it again now for a new console. Let's get on to the next phase here.
Quake Champions, they brought that up.
Quake
Talked a
Champs.
lot about esports. They talked about what was there, $1 million prize or something you win
Yeah.
and then something like that. They showed that off a
QuakeCon,
lot.
yeah.
No console. There were some people like predicting that it could come to console or not, so that didn't happen. So I
Maybe
don't
we'll
know.
announce that at QuakeCon.
Maybe.
Quake does have its own.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can't believe it
Quake
has its own
on-
con. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
That game is an old school classic. People love that game.
Other than the logo, looks awesome as usual. I got nothing to add. It's Quake. Never played it. Don't know.
I guarantee I will watch some streams of this game, but I feel like it'd take a long time to get to the skill point where you'd have fun with that game. It looks damn hard, man. That game's crazy. But I'll definitely tune into some streams. It looks great.
If I'm gonna invest in an arena fighter, I'll buy Overwatch. That's what it's called because I still haven't got that yet.
Battleborn?
Yeah, I did get
You were the
Battleborn.
poor Battleborn sucker?
I did.
It's free to play now.
Battleborn? Was it
Yeah.
not free to play before?
You had to buy it, didn't you?
Yeah.
The game? Oh, is it like free download right now?
Yeah.
100% free.
It's something like it's a free They just say like long-term free trial.
They actually pay you $10 to play it.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
But one thing I want to say, like, shout out to that chick that was playing. Like, you guys haven't tried, but like gaming and long fake ass nails is so hard.
I did see that. Like, how does she play
I've tried
keyboard
before,
and mouse
actually.
with those nails?
Yeah.
That's pretty intense.
Like especially trying to play on like the WAS, like it sucks. You hit
Wazda?
other. Yeah. So shout out to her.
Shout out to her.
The last and only Quake I ever played was Enemy Territory for PC, and I quite enjoyed that. It was
The
a lot of
MMO
fun.
Quake, right?
You quite enjoy a lot of things.
Yeah.
Um,
He loves
What do you think of this
Quake.
conference? I quite enjoyed it, actually.
it was actually an amazing game, but I've never played a Quake game since, and this
Ooh.
one just didn't. I don't know. I didn't see anything that really pulled me
Didn't
in.
grab your goose.
It
Right?
didn't grab my goose. I'm with you. Like, I would much rather just go and grab a copy of Overwatch and just play that. I feel like
You
that's
already have Overwatch. I
free
thought.
trial.
Yeah, free trial.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You keep talking about Overwatch like it's your favorite game.
I have it on PC, but that 10
Hey,
FPS
apparently-
doesn't
you
work.
can just you can
Yeah,
just
no, it doesn't.
go get Battleborn until it becomes free. There you go.
He's like that guy. He's like, oh, she looked at me like, and then he tells me.
Taylor doesn't want to play Battleborn even though it's free.
I don't
No.
wanna play Battlefield.
It's not that bad. Come
They
on,
can pay
guys.
me $10. I don't know if I want to play.
If your game goes free after like 3 months, it's pretty bad. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
it's-
I know you bought it and you're like trying to justify it. But it's like, I'm sorry.
Like Elder Scrolls Online.
Okay, Taylor.
All right. And then they went into Evil Within 2. Great trailer. I had to think about it. I think it is, and it's weird because it's like another strange game, but it's like the best game trailer I've seen since Death Stranding last year, just because it was cool, it was weird, it was intriguing. Had no idea that was Evil Within 2. There's rumors about it, but I just didn't think about it because the horror looked kind of different element. Like, I believe, I have not played it, but what I thought was more of the run and chase horror, like Get Out of a House, something like that, where this looked very psychological thriller, very in your
certainly.
mind. Yeah, so I think this is one of the best game trailers. This best game trailer I've seen all year. It was fantastic. This put on my radar. When they cut to some of the gameplay stuff, it looked not alright. It looked good, but it just couldn't match that cinematic trailer. So that's why it's not a day one purchase because I didn't play the first one, and I got to see how like the gameplay is, but. It's on my radar, and it's a potential of, hey, if people are talking about this, it's like a first week maybe buy, because it looked great, phenomenal. Like, that cuts the cinematic trailer with that white goop and just, like, hands turning into different hands, and it was awesome. Felt like it was on an acid trip.
Evil
so.
Within 1 is like $10 now, right?
Mm,
Like,
Pretty
like,
cheap.
Yeah, because
Probably.
yeah, I
You
think
can
it's
probably
like
sneak a Steam sale.
It's
in.
3 years old, so
yeah,
makes sense.
I think it's an EB Games binner game by now.
Oh, a binner.
Yeah. Because it
Yeah,
was a
that's
game...
like 20 and under in the bins, right?
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a thing. Hey, you want to go check out the binners?
The bins? Yeah, they got like their bins and
But the
all this-
binners.
Oh, okay.
That's what you said. You said
I
binner.
did. I did.
You,
A binner
okay.
game.
A binner game.
I like that. That's cool. That's a good gamer tag.
Crack open a bin with the boys.
Oh my god.
Okay, that was wow.
Oh,
The door is over there. The window's there. Another creeper.
Just waiting for him to pull out his
Yeah,
fidget spinner.
Evil Within 2. That was a phenomenal trailer. I don't know why Evil Within. Like, I don't know why I just kind of forgot about it until like this week, and people were talking about the second one.
Because the first one wasn't, like, that hyped. It came out and people were like, oh, yeah, it's good. Like,
Yeah,
it wasn't, like...
Maybe it makes sense I
yeah.
forgot about it. But after that trailer, because that comes out when November, the second one.
September.
What was it?
I
It
can't
was on the
remember.
13th, right? They said Friday.
Oh,
I
Friday
thought it
the
was-
13th.
I thought it was October because
Yeah.
they were doing Halloween
Yeah,
and
you're
everything
right.
spooky stuff. So,
So that gives me some time. I think if I can snake a sweet Steam discount on the first one, I'll check it out. Because, yeah, this one looks really cool. I mean, I'm always wanting to see more gameplay than anything, and I can't even tell if the gameplay they showed was actual game footage or if it was
Yeah.
still, like, half cinematic stuff.
Mm.
So it's definitely on my radar. Yeah, that was a really, really interesting and unique trailer. It was actually, you mentioned Death Stranding. It was very similar to that in
Yeah.
just, like, the way things were melting into the ground. And, yeah, it looked super unsettling. I don't know. It looks great. Looks great.
I have not played the first one, but without knowing what this was, I was actually super interested because I know you guys were kind of complaining that it wasn't as horror-ish, but I kind of like the idea that it's not super horror-ish and kind of like mystery at the same time of like what the fuck's going on.
like the second one.
Yeah,
Oh,
this trailer.
I was that's what I like about it. I
Okay.
think I think it made like the first one was more like just straight like there's a bad guy chasing you or something. I don't know.
I haven't played it.
Yeah, no, we're the worst to talk about
Unfortunately, we're a little uneducated on it.
it.
So, but I mean, this trailer looks super good. Like it.
The fan in live chat says he loves spinners.
He says I live for bitters. Shout out to
Knowledge
you.
99, 93, I don't know how you say it.
Hashtag I live for bitters.
Starting next.
It's gonna catch on.
Viral, yeah.
That's
Here
Hashtag
we go.
binners. Hashtag save animals.
Instead of Steam sale, just the binner.
Dinner.
Yeah, it's with the binner boys. Instead, you want to go for dinner? Hey, you want to go for dinner?
Oh,
Oh
boy.
my god. Okay. Anyway, the trailer
It's
was
sort of have a good relationship.
it's meeting at the dinner.
Going over dinner.
Okay.
It's
Any-
late. We're tired.
It must have been pretty good because we were all super quiet, like super into it,
Mhm.
trying to figure out what it was and what was going on. And that one scene that made Taylor jump in the beginning was like prime, like totally right into it at that point. So
If you want to see that, you can go back on our watch along. Taylor was very scared during that
It
moment.
was pretty funny.
yeah, it was good. Definitely like a turn.
I was not expecting that.
No, you weren't. Even though it like had time to turn around and come forward.
I didn't even know it turned around, to be
Oh.
honest. I thought it was walking away, and then it came this way. I was like, whoa!
You
Slow
did not.
down.
He did not do that. We have video proof. He did not go, whoa! Whoa, Nelly!
Anyway, go ahead.
I never played the first one. I
a
definitely...
theme on the GeekVerse.
I definitely remember it being like Target having some sales on it though every now and then. I'm like, you
Yeah.
know,
His
I
Ian
feel
is
like
always
I
on
should.
sale, and that to me is never a good sign.
I felt like, you know, I should maybe pick it up eventually, but you know, I got other games going on right now. But
You always have other games.
I always.
It's
And- and
You
the
picked
cycle.
it up and you put it down.
Yeah.
Right?
Next
The classic
time.
Taylor fan next time.
But you know, I feel like this time will be the time I'll pick it up off the shelf, out of the bin, as
Nice.
some
Binners.
say.
You're gonna have to dig
Binners.
through it and find it.
Boys.
But I like the first one. I always thought the same. Like it looked like just kind of a run and avoid kind of horror game,
My
like just
favorite
being
genre.
chased by things.
What was that other zombie game that came out? Was it Living Daylight or something like that?
Dead by Daylight?
Was it isn't Dead by
No,
Daylight?
that's a new. indie
Yeah.
game, isn't
What
it?
was a game where it was like parkour and
Dying
everything?
Light.
Dying Light. I felt like that came out not too long after, and that like took the steam away from Evil Within, because I remember everyone was really hyped around that. I think the releases were pretty close, and Evil Within came out. We were like, oh yeah, it's alright. And then Dying Light came out.
Yeah.
It took like all the horror
True.
fans. So
Yeah.
and there's not really a horror game out right now. Like there's Friday the 13th. That's not going to compete with this. Like it's totally different. I don't think there's anything like scary coming out. Resident Evil already came out.
There's lots.
Outlast apparently is not reviewing that well. Apparently it's really disappointing. So I think they're in the clear that this would be like a hit if it's good.
Cool.
Yeah. Then I'd be interested to like give it a test. You know, I mean, it definitely as you guys were probably like quiet because you're trying to figure out like what game is this and everything. I was
Yeah.
quiet because I was scared out of my mind.
Oh, we
So-
know.
Oh, come on, mine.
But I like getting scared in a game. Like the beginning sold me right away, and just the psychological aspect too. Like when he's coming out of the white stuff and going back into the white stuff. Like just I was
Remember
like-
white
Someone's
stuff.
gonna cut that clip out and use it against you one day.
Travis smells.
Travis smells. Look out.
I
Taylor
couldn't-
smells coming at you.
Oh god, I couldn't. It was I was having a hard time figuring out like what the gist of what was going on was. I guess the guy trying to find his daughter. I don't know. Like, is it a returning character from the first one?
No
Do
fucking
you
clue.
know?
I don't think so.
No.
It felt new. It felt to me. This felt like, hey, the first one, that classic. Hey, the first one did all right. Let's blow the roof off with the second one. So I don't think the same character. I have nothing to prove on that. It's just a hunch.
So do you feel like we would have to play the first one to play this one, or do
Oh
you
no! Why? No.
How would
no.
we even know though? Like we've all said, none of us have played it.
Yeah, but I just
Just
feel like
making
if it's new
gamer
characters,
to gamer?
if it's new characters, I don't think you would have to play as the old one. That doesn't
You
make
know, you
sense.
can play Halo 2 without even playing Halo 1. Works fine.
Oh.
It's all good.
Got a good point.
They're the same game. They're in space. People wearing heavy
I don't
artillery.
know. You have to play Halo 1 to know what happened in Halo
fuck.
2.
Yeah, but who cares?
I think the gamer cares. The average gamer.
Yeah.
You have anything else on your Wolfenstein?
gamer.
Looks good.
Finally, they end off with Wolfenstein. I guess
You
2.
definitely forgot something, but we can talk about
What was it? What was it?
Dishonored 2 DLC.
Oh yeah, go ahead, talk about it now because Wolfenstein was last. So
Well, it looks pretty cool. I mean, it was pretty. I was expecting them to have some DLC, and I figured it would either be you playing as Delilah or you playing as the other character that I'm not going to spoil. So it looks pretty. It looks pretty good. I don't know, like. I think it looks pretty much like what they did with the DLC in the first game, which was phenomenal. It comes out in September, I think they said.
yeah, it was
September.
9. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm pretty excited for it. I don't know. I think you'd have to play the first game really to get the maximum out of this DLC. But everyone should play both those games anyway because they're phenomenal.
Did
I
you
thought Taylor
expect
for
more
sure
than
was going
one?
to jump on the.
More than
you don't
one.
have to play.
Like with Fallout
I
4
wanted
last
to, I
year,
didn't
they
want to cut him
announced
off.
4 DLC,
'Cause he just
but
defeated
they only
what he
put
said.
Dishonored.
I didn't expect. I didn't expect them to announce multiple just because it's not Bethesda, right? It's Arcane Studios. I didn't think they would announce multiple DLCs. I definitely anticipated that they would just do one at a time. The last game they did two like full DLCs and then they had like some other like random smaller ones, but like 2 story ones.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if they have a second like story DLC at some point.
Just-
But I didn't really expect more announcement. No. So yeah, it looks good.
You
I don't-
feel like you should play the first one to play the second one? That's what you feel like?
Yeah, he's been raging over there.
For the
talking-
DLC, it's funny actually. If you want to play this DLC of Dishonored 2, I would say play the DLC from Dishonored 1, but not necessarily the entire first game of Dishonored
Okay.
1, just the DLC from Dishonored
Okay.
1. It's kind of it's fun. You
now.
think you're funny, hey?
Dig it. Wolfenstein was their big game. Obviously, it's coming out in November. Wolfenstein 2, I guess. I thought they've
Yeah.
made more than.
the new Colossus,
They've
is
made-
that what it was?
The new
Something like that,
Colossus.
yeah.
Colossus. They made a lot of Wolfenstein games. This
So-
is the first one of
That's
like a
a
new
sequel,
series,
I guess.
It's
Yeah.
the 18th installment.
Yeah, like Annabelle, yeah. Like, I guess they just do lots of spin-offs. There's always, like, Wolfenstein, The New Order, Wolfenstein, whatever
The old
subtitle.
order.
I know it has its fans. We talked about this on the watch-along. Like, it seems to go in waves of, like, oh, it's kind of a niche, like, just has its core fans, then it gets big. Right now it's on the upswing, because I think New Order was reviewed well and sold well, so that has a bigger fan base now, and I guess this makes sense if they don't have anything else. This is their big November game. I've played it a bit. I'm not into shooters that much, so even them just being like, oh, you're killing Nazis and there's some weird stuff. Like, you can't really sell me on any first-person shooter. Like, it'd be tough. So it looked cool, happy for the fans. I think it went on a little too long. I think Bethesda usually does that for the last game they show. It's like just a little bit too long, but I can't complain because Conference was only 35 minutes. So at the end of the day, it was fine because they weren't showing much else. So,
Mhm.
yeah.
Wolfenstein looks pretty cool. I've never played any of them. I know that the last one that came out, Tyler really liked that one. So maybe I'll get around to it at some point. This new one comes out sometime in 2017. I
thought it was November, I think.
don't remember. I wouldn't be surprised if it was November.
Yeah.
Because that was
Let's take a look and see
that
if
would
we
be
got-
their only November thing, I
Mhm.
guess, right? Yeah, I'll play this game eventually, but I doubt I will get to it. Sonic 2, like there's other stuff coming up. I don't think I'll get to this. Probably because I would like to play the A New Order first, the one that came out like 3 years ago or whatever it was. Maybe cut like 3 or 4 minutes off of that, and that would have been fine. But I mean, it wasn't too long, right? Because it wasn't like an hour and a half long conference in the first place. Overall, it was okay. Didn't get me super hyped.
Yeah, same boat. Haven't played them. This commercial definitely didn't get me interested in it. I thought it went on too long, especially without really knowing what it was. It didn't keep me as engaged as Evil Within did.
Mhm.
With that one, I was like, oh shit. And like watching this one, I was just kind of like, well, maybe now's a good time to check Facebook. So I have no interest in playing the first one after watching this. It did not catch my interest at all. So
October 27th. October 27th, like it's close enough to November, right? Like a week, so that'll be their November game. But
they're doing September, October.
and 13th, so kind of 2 weeks apart. So I think that's fine. It's not like Titanfall and Battlefield, where it was like, why you released that? I think completely. Like I'd buy Evil Within, wouldn't touch
Yeah.
Wolfenstein. So I
Yeah.
think it's like, and it could be the same. So yeah, October it is.
Separate audiences, kind of.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, at the very beginning, I like
Bastard.
Wolfenstein. I played it on the floppy disks on that Windows 98,
Teraflops.
like really old school.
Meller H93 said the developer conference was a shit show, just so you guys know. I don't know what I saw.
That doesn't
so.
surprise me.
I'm not surprised that the indie
I'll go
conference
check
was
it
a
out
shit
anyway.
show.
Yeah, I think
Teraflops. That's
teraflops.
what it
How many Wolfenstein teraflops were there in that trailer?
I actually quite enjoyed the trailer a lot. I just, for me,
Oh,
like,
you did.
Quite enjoyed it.
enjoy. Yeah, how about that?
Now,
I
do you
never
need to play the other Wolfensteins to get the
Wolfenstein. Bernstein Bears. Wolfenstein.
Jackal.
I'm definitely going to make a point of going back and taking off out of the bin the Wolfenstein.
Out of
the
like
bin.
your store bin or your bin?
Hit up
You
the
may-
bin.
you
I
may
don't
sound-
know.
Okay, you may sound like you own it, but
I don't own it.
Okay.
I haven't played like I don't know how many Wolfenstein games have come out.
100.
Like 100. Yeah. I don't know how many there are right now. But it's always been a game that I've always wanted to get back into. It's just come out at the wrong time because I've always been playing like other games like Halo, Assassin's Creed, and everything.
that's
So-
why I don't think you're gonna get the first one. Assassin's Creed can come on, you're gonna be like so busy with that.
Yeah, but that's still a ways away.
Okay.
We got the whole summer.
We'll see. You changed your mind quite a bit.
I
2
know.
days ago, you were buying a Switch, and now you're like, no, I don't.
You
need a
also
Switch.
usually have like, I feel like you have at least like 10 games going on at any given time.
Yeah, and
Is that true? Like, I feel like you're saying like, yeah, I got little games going on right now. Like, I feel like you are.
He's gonna be trying to
like
get
you're
more
playing some Halo Wars, you're playing some Ghost Recon, you're playing
Overwatch
some.
trial.
You're
Remember?
playing some
Overwatch Trial.
Trial.
I've done that.
What
I
else are
have-
you playing?
I have two.
You're
I have
probably
Ghost
playing Halo every
Recon.
once in a while.
Halo Wars 2 I finished, like the campaign and everything. I just go on the multiplayer every now and then. And then
So
here
it's on
it's
the
just
go.
multiplayer.
Okay.
It's just whenever I feel like it. But on the go, like story-wise, I got Ghost Recon and Mordor still. I'm
yes.
almost kicking that one.
So it's Wolfenstein, I should say.
Wolfenstein.
Is that going to join the ranks?
It's going to join the ranks.
Oh, wow. Officially in.
I bet
Out
it
of the
won't.
bear.
I'm going to prove you wrong. I'm
Well,
going
I-
to beat it just to show you up.
Buy it and bring it to the next newscast.
I
we
will. I totally will.
do. And I'm gonna break it right in front
Oh,
of you.
fuck.
It's still in the shrink
Um,
wrap, he just returns it.
Yeah.
The, I granted it is just another shooter, but it's...
You love shooters.
I do love shooters, but this
Yeah.
is it's the story that really gets to me a little bit. Like I love World War II. I love the whole kind of like I love how this has taken that dystopian kind of future in a twist. Like the closest thing I got to this was playing the Killzone games because they weren't Nazis, but it was just a similar kind of vibe and just another kind of dystopian kind of universe. And so this kind of it's cool to see this perspective. It's on Earth and it's just what would happen if this were the worst case scenario and everything that we didn't happen. And it's just a very cool perspective. And I'm really happy to see that the new Blood or New World Order was the one that came before this.
I think it was
New
just
Order.
the New Order.
New Order? Okay. Then I think it's cool to see that they're giving this like a sequel and not just doing another spin-off because when they keep doing the spin-offs, I guess it's like for me it would be harder to really kind of think like, oh, when should I just kind of join in because the stories are all very jumbled, but at least now they've committed to forming a story with these characters, so it makes me feel more like interested in maybe like figuring out what's their experiences
Right.
are. And if you say Tyler's enjoyed it too, that's good to know. Some feedback, so I like it.
Anything else to end? They came out, they thanked everybody, said all the games are coming out in 2017, they assured everybody. So anything to add before we get to our overall scores?
I think not.
I'll start. So I guess the only thing was we didn't learn too much anything that wasn't new. Some of the stuff was rumored. Big rumor was, or we're hoping get a new IP. We didn't get anything like Evil Within 2, a sequel, Wolfenstein, sequel, so like new games that weren't like confirmed, but no new IPs, which I thought was going to happen last year. I thought was going to happen this year. It hasn't happened this year. But I think the show itself was really good. I think it was well paced. I thank them very much for making it half an hour. I hope Ubisoft takes notice of this tomorrow and cuts it all down. We don't need another 2-hour one because same as movies. Just because you can go along doesn't mean you have to. Liked it better than last year. Last year I gave it a 4. I'm giving this a 4.5. I only give things a 5 if I stand on my chair or like yell of excitement. There's nothing there that I yell excitement. I just thought the show was very well paced overall. And the Evil Within trailer was great. Some stuff was good. So 4.5 for me. It was a very good one. Not a great one, but very good.
Fair enough. For me, I felt like this was kind of like a rerun of last year, except there was like, I guess, less interesting stuff for me at least. So yeah, I was a little disappointed with it, but it still had like, it still had my Dishonored and Evil Within 2 looks pretty cool. And then I guess they did keep it short, so that's always nice not to drag on. I do like to hear from developers sometimes. I think when people have like random like YouTubers who are irrelevant to the game, or like
My homies.
like a CEO who doesn't actually work on the games, but is kind of just like a figurehead or something. Like I think sometimes when they have those people on, it's weird. But last year they had Harvey Smith, who's like the creative director for Arcane Studios, making Dishonored, and then they had the I think he's like the French guy who was making Prey, and
Yeah.
then they also had Todd Howard last year. Todd Howard, a little sketchy sometimes, but I still like him. And so I like those guys, and I think they're really passionate about their games, and so I like to hear them talk about them. Obviously, there wasn't a ton to talk about this year, but I still would have liked to seen a couple of those guys up there. But I kind of like the theme they had going on, like the nuclear world sort of thing, and I liked. I guess we didn't really talk about this, but the start of the Wolfenstein trailer with like that weird I don't know 80. I don't know what it was.
80s like short film, kind of like commercial of it. It was very like Brady Bunch-ish, like very cheesy, over the top.
Yeah.
The one with the chick like spinning in the field. Was it Sound of the Wind or whatever?
Sound of the
I
Wind.
don't know.
So
Lysol.
overall,
Leslie.
it was decent. I think I'll drop it a clean 3.5. So today I gave Microsoft and Bethesda a clean 3.5. It was a 3.5 kind of day.
Uh-huh.
Except for the butter chicken I had. That was a clean 4.5.
Yeah, 4.5's good. Yeah.
Even though I only got 3 spicy level. But
Yeah. Just so you know, there is a guy in the chat named Adolf Hitler. Just so you know.
Oh, wow.
So that's always great.
Really?
he's back.
Is he a Wolfenstein?
Hitler's
fan?
in the
He's
chat.
back.
Hail. I hate paid Moda.
He hates what?
Paid Moda.
Paid Moda.
Oh, Hitler.
Did he actually say
Oh,
Heil?
YouTube. What?
He
No.
said Heil?
Who?
Did he say
Hail.
Heil?
What?
Heil. That's what it is.
Okay.
Not hail. Heil.
Jessica, what did you think of this conference, and what are you going to give it?
So this has been the first conference that I've actually had a chance to watch this E3. So, I was going into it pretty open-minded, and I feel pretty disappointed. There was nothing really that new or exciting, for me anyway. The Evil Within trailer was good, but everything else was just, kind of a repeat. Like Dylan already said, we'd already seen it last year, or, there was a Dishonor, but that doesn't matter to me either. Wolfenstein doesn't matter to me either.
Wolfenstein.
That's the new thing.
It's gonna be called that from the end of time.
So,
These
but-
fuckers are reviewing
He just makes it sound so much more lame.
These fuckers were
Hey, you guys want to come over and play some Wolfenstein?
They're reviewing Wolfenstein, and they keep calling
some
it-
cold bitters, bro.
That guy that got mad at me with the jackal thing is gonna be like, "That's fucking Wolfenstein." Like,
Delete
stop
his
reviewing
comment
it.
after.
Yeah, delete his comment when I tell him I'm Canadian.
But I will give them that it was nice and quick. More or less things were in proper amount of time. It didn't feel dragged out. And I really did enjoy their, theme park. Really fun. I'm going to kind of lowball them. I'm going to go with a 2.5, though.
Oh, not a fail, but right
No.
at 50% on the dot.
Yeah. It could have been better, but it could have been worse.
True.
Could have been puppets. It could have been out there.
It could have been puppets.
Could have been the Devolver Conference.
Wolfenstein puppets. Yeah, the Devolver. Now I actually want to watch the
I'm
Devolver
gonna
Conference
watch
when I
it.
get
I'm
home
gonna
to
watch
see. Because apparently if it's a shit show, I don't know. Taylor Field.
There were only a few things that I actually really liked. The other stuff
Really? It felt like you really
that I
liked this
really
conference.
liked. The other things I liked,
Not
but they
quite,
didn't
huh?
sell me.
Oh boy.
I didn't need to see all the extra stuff to Fallout and Skyrim. As cool as it was, it's not something I needed to see at this conference.
What was the extra stuff for Fallout?
Fallout was the VR.
Oh, and you didn't need to see that.
I didn't need to see that.
Oh, okay.
No.
Wow. One of the most
They
biggest things.
wasted Taylor's
Yeah,
time.
one of the biggest things I think from the conference. A null point for Taylor
It's
Field.
past 9, so this is officially Taylor time. So if you're wasting his time, it's double.
Yeah.
Don't waste my
Each
time.
minute
It's
counts
not
as
Taylor
2.
time.
He doesn't want to talk about
Much.
riddles. He doesn't want to talk about Galaxy Heroes. All that.
Yeah, no, it's not something I think that really needed to be in the conference, and I felt like it took a little bit too much time. If you ask me, I would have liked to have seen.
We did ask
You did ask me.
Yeah, and I feel like you didn't say this when we got to, but that's fine.
It wasn't past 9
You can
o'clock
change
back
your
then.
mind. Yeah, it was.
Started at 9.
The conference started at 9.
Oh shit!
Jesus Christ. This is the high quality and content you get with GeekVerse. Hey, Evelyn, we've not played it.
Heard it though.
Taylor changed his mind every fucking 5 minutes what he thinks on the conference.
Okay, yeah. I didn't need to see the Fallout stuff. As
No!
I liked it. That's it. I would have preferred just to see the game stuff and maybe a little bit of gameplay. To be honest.
Still a game.
Yeah, not a lot of gameplay at this conference.
They-
There wasn't, and I would have enjoyed to see a little bit more gameplay. They just showed. it wasn't even full on gameplay. Like for Evil Within, it was
some
just
weird.
It was weird, and they did
30-second montage.
They did that with Wolfenstein too, where they showed.
Did you do that on purpose? Or, okay, I'm hoping that actually
It
converted.
looked unintentional.
It did, so I was hoping that now we just all say Wolfenstein accidentally.
That's gonna
Wolfenstein, come get your lunch!
The thing is, that's gonna trigger Tyler. I know.
Okay, next thing he's on the cast, let's all call Wolfenstein, but don't laugh. Don't
talk about it either.
And then when he calls us out, that's no, it's Steam. That's what they were saying at the Bethesda conference. They said that the whole
They
time.
had a German guy on stage. That's what he was saying.
And we gotta get it to the point where he looks up on his phone, and then we got the W. We got the
They're
win.
right.
Yeah.
Get the hashtag Travis told you in there.
Oh yeah, that's the plan. Next time.
Wolfenstein.
For the games they showed, I'm definitely probably leaning towards Wolfenstein over Evil Within 2. It's that being said, like I want to see a little bit more of Evil Within 2. And I'm gonna look into Evil Within 1 just to kind of see like what's going on with that kind of story or universe.
If you need to play the first before the second.
Maybe I'll play the DLC.
Nice.
Dude, they're so salty about that.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm gonna
spit on his Halo franchise, and that's what you get.
I don't have another Bethesda conference to compare it to like you guys because you saw last year, so I don't really know. For me, like there were things that they didn't have to show, but I didn't mind it, so I'm just gonna give it a 3 out of 5. So, but hopefully, like they said, like we'll see you next time. Hopefully, next time is a bit of an improvement.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I think we're gonna get one every year now. If this is what they think is still like good enough for a conference, I think next year, regardless if there's any big announcements, so,
They gotta have a big one next year.
I think everyone said this year, and everyone's gonna be like, oh.
I have to say, like after your talk about like Starfield, like I was
that I made up.
yeah, the game made up. Like I was getting actually really excited thinking about okay, Skyrim in space.
I told you, don't believe that.
Maybe space battles, probably not, but you never know. I'm just I am sold on this game
Like
already.
my mom's name is Star. This is a game based off my mom.
Star.
It's
That
true.
was a
Like
funny joke.
we like sit down and that's the first thing you like start talking about, and I hadn't heard any of this.
Ready for some
chat.
Starfield?
Yeah, then
I
I'm
saw some
going-
leaks. I was like, let's fucking go.
getting everyone on the cast all hyped up, and then we get this shit.
Wow.
Well, Taylor, where can they find our hyped up shit for tomorrow?
Hyped up shit.
After
Well.
they're done playing Wolfenstein.
Covering PS,
Wolfenstein.
PC, Ubisoft, Sony. It's all tomorrow.
It's all tomorrow, yeah. So you know what? You're going to have to do this right now. You're going to have to go into Google, and you have to type in Facebook. And when you're in Facebook, you have to type in the search bar, GeekVerse Space Podcast.
Wow.
Because it has awesome stuff. Not only do we have our EA conference up there, which is kind of mediocre at this point, we have Xbox.
So,
and then
no. Our content is not mediocre.
Definitely not.
That's what you just said. You said we have our EA conference up there, and then you said very mediocre. That's not a good sell to people listening. I think our content is good. EA.
Oh, it is. Yeah, EA's. But you know what? We make it. We turn it into
You're
something
no John
good.
Cod, all right?
Enjoy yourself.
Look up Kelowna John Cott, and you'll understand what we're talking about.
It's a good watch. So yeah, you know what? We got that. We're gonna have Xbox up there, and we're gonna have
Xbox is already up.
Xbox is already up. How about that? We're so exclusive, and we got this stuff dished out right away. So just check it out. And tomorrow, as Travis said, we got PC and Ubisoft and Sony. It's gonna be a hell of a time. And what better host to be there to guide you through this experience than yours truly?
You're not going to be on tomorrow.
I know.
Yeah, GeekVersePodcast.com. We'll be back. Fun day tomorrow. We got PC. That should be interesting. You got Ubi. That should be interesting. And you got, in my opinion, the main event. The people that are going to give us a 5 conference watch. It'll be shitty, but PS4, Sony, going to be great. Tomorrow, lots of content. Thank you very much for tuning in. Tomorrow will not be boring. Thank you. Thank you for sticking with us the whole day.
Dinner.
Hashtag Binners.
Go get your binners on. I don't know.
Go get your Binners on.
Go get the fuck out of here. Come on, stream. Don't be so slow. All right. See ya.
Have
Goodbye.
a good evening.